I got older and I understood the difference between smoking and eating, totally different. It's totally different. And I started to respect it because it became more powerful what my body needed rather than smoke.
What it do? I am feeling very faded right now at the Sesh, produced by the CannaChef Union. You know me, I'm feeling chill. I am a kill, the real deal, and I'm chilling with Brandi. What's good with you, Brandi? Did you smoke already?
I did. I came across a vendor who had a beautiful indica, which usually I go for a sativa, but that joint looked too good. It was wrapped beautifully, and then have a fruit punch to go with it.
Oh, nice.
It's supposed to be infused, so we'll see.
Ooh, yeah.
It might be a creeper. Creeper.
Yeah, it's gonna creep up on you. It's interesting you bring up the sativa and indica because I bounce back and forth with what I prefer, but I feel like indicas always have great flavors.
They have this really earthy back of the throat flavors, and when it comes out just right, it comes out through the nose, and then you're like, okay, it's time to chill, you know? So I do like an indica, but I'm a busybody. I like to create, so sativas, they always do right by me.
I feel that for time to work or be creative, sativa is the way to go.
It really is, and it goes good with coffee. It really does.
So why did you start using cannabis?
I actually came across it kind of late in the game. I didn't even know I needed it really. I knew that I need something to take the edge off. I don't like alcohol. I don't like anything really. So when I first tried it, it was life changing. It really was. It was like my bones were quiet. If I could, I don't know. It was just really relaxing, and I never forgot about her. She's with me every day. I love it. Yeah.
Amen. And is that what inspired you, being able to heal with cannabis, to start working with cannabis?
Well, I knew a lot of people would cook with it when I was younger because I would hear the whole cliche term, the pot brownies. And I always thought that was gross. I was like, well, I was like younger. I thought like that's got to be gross, you know? And then as I got older and I understood the difference between smoking and eating, totally different. It's totally different. And I started to respect it because it became more powerful what my body needed rather than smoke. You know, fire flower, I love that. It's more of a habitual thing that I love. But when you eat it, you really intend for it to work and to relax and to heal yourself. And that's what got me into it. And that's it. And then CBD. I mean, that came along. I was like, what? And I'm really thankful for CBD as well. Yep.
I'm glad you brought up CBD because at first I was like, if I'm smoking or if I'm using cannabis, I'm trying to get high. But after using, especially I like the CBD, I like the infused terpene vapes. Like I like to get the ones with peppermint for my allergies. Oh, I love it.
Interesting. Yes, and see, I feel with the cannabis industry, every time you try a new product, it's a new product. It's a new brand. It's a new way to intake and feel those properties. And I'm learning all the time. Always have a lot of questions. I never feel the need to be completed on one type of healing. If there's something that's new, I want to try it. But I'm going to be honest, some of those terps put me down. I don't feel anything. I just go right to bed. So I have to learn how to gauge that as well as I learn.
It's probably that myrcene putting you to sleep, or even caryophyllene. It's
Absolutely. It's one of the means.
and I'm glad you brought up how there's so many different products, so many different ways to use cannabis. Because you mentioned edibles and how you were cooking, and that's how you kind of started, huh, with edibles?
I started with fire flower, and edibles came about in trying to be more discreet. like, how can I do that? I don't want to always smell like chronic. I don't want to have my eyes blasted. I would, I did a lot in my earlier years. I was always in entertainment, so I always had to look face forward. So I was like, I don't want them to know I'm so ripped, which made for amazing performers. We love to be stoned and be on stage. It's amazing. So I needed that. So I was like, how do I do this without being so obvious? And then I started doing little gummy. My sister Renee, Nene Tokes, she makes amazing food, and she started me with the edibles, and she would make her own edibles. And this was years ago, and I love the way it made me feel, but I had to prepare for a nap. Prepare for a nap. That's just the biggest difference with smoking, and this was like, plan it out when you eat it. Yeah.
That's dope that you were using edibles to prepare for entertainment because you got to kind of time that as well.
Yes, that's a little dangerous because they're creepers. You're like, yeah, yeah, and then the last hour comes in, your limbs are like, just, you're off beat, your makeup's melted. You just, you got to plan it out right. Absolutely.
And nowadays, what are you doing? What are you busy with?
Well, it's odd to say that even though we're not supposed to be busy at a time like this, I've been the busiest, actually. I think with the pandemic brought in a lot of retrospect, introspect, like what to do next, how to go forward. A lot of people in the culinary industry, they don't want to work in the culinary industry right now, so I find themselves enriching themselves, going back to school. There's a lot of new safety procedures, SOPs that are involved that are totally new that we need to enrich ourselves with if we want to go forward in the new norm. I don't think it's going to go back. It shouldn't. Knowing how contagious and how, just knowing all that, we got to be a little bit more careful. So a lot of people are going back to school, doing their own hobbies, their other loves, or starting their own businesses. My husband and I, we partaked in going to school. We still do that, and we started a business, and that was actually before the pandemic, but it made more sense during, and we started a luxury candle company called Clocked Out Candles.
Clocked Out Candles. How did you come up with that name?
Well, we realized our favorite time about working was clocking out, and I think a lot of people can agree and relate that clocking out was the best. That's when you can smoke, you can relax, you can watch your favorite show, light a candle, get the essence of relaxing, and that's what we're sticking with. We're clocked out, and initially, it was a cute name because that's what we wanted to do, but then it came to fruition in March, and it was like, dang, we really clocked out. Hey. So I think with that is we just check out our candles at Clocked Out Candles and see what you like and burn one with us. Yeah.
Clocked Out Candles. It can help you.
To it. I think it rolls off the tongue just right.
Yeah, I like saying it as well. The Clocked Out Candles. I was gonna say candles can help you catch a vibe, set the mood. And do you have a favorite candle?
I do. I am so partial to anything fall, as anybody would say now with the pumpkin. Yeah, it's basic. I'm going to be honest, it's basic. But it's so good if it's done right. I don't pumpkin spice everything. My toilet paper isn't pumpkin spice. But we do have a really good pumpkin candle, and it's a pumpkin cheesecake. I love it. It feels like I'm baking, and it smells like I'm baking. And it's just a good vibe for the fall. I would check it out. Yeah.
Oh, the thing about those candles, they always make me hungry. The ones that's
Okay, to be fair, I kind of hate candles that smell like food, but this is more relevant to that fall vibe. But we have an amazing candle that has a very masculine citrus scent, and it's called Mana. And I'm from Hawaii, so we have this essence of this power of just this, masculine vibe. And it's not anything to do with, none of the products are from Hawaii. It's just the vibe, the feel, the mana. So if you don't want a food candle, we have a beautiful candle for men for relaxing that have nothing to do with food. So just check it out. And I mean, just check it out.
I want to check it out, especially the one that it sounds invigorating. The one that you're describing as masculine.
It is. I think so because it doesn't give you a headache, which is really important when you light something and it's so overbearing, and it makes you feel clean. And the men like it too. Oddly enough, we get a lot of men followers, and all the candles are actually made by. He's a chef. He's an ex-chef. He's a chandler now, and he makes candles, and he makes beautiful candles. We do it together, but I am more of his assistant.
Well, I'm glad that you're working together.
Oh, I love it. We worked in the kitchen for years together. Oh yeah, we were a team. We baked. I mean, we did everything. Everything, and then it transferred into another sort of cooking, and that was with candles. And that energy is important. We make beautiful candles. I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna overhype it, but just check it out. Check it out. That's all.
And since the transition and everything that's been going on, because you've changed up what you've been doing, what's been the biggest challenge that you've overcome?
Through this whole transition, can never say really overcoming because you're still going through it. And it's always, especially with a new brand, you're always changing, rebranding, going in another direction that you thought you were. So I don't think I even really know what's to come yet in starting in my own business during the pandemic. So that may be for another show, but so far, I love it. I love learning. So this provided a really good opportunity for a challenge to myself, for us, and I think the thing that still follows through is we're still cooking. You're still cooking. We're still cleaning. It's even messier because it's wax. So it's the same vibe, but what I love is it's more communal because it's in our home and our own time, and it's our own vibe, and there's no pressure. There's no ticket machine.
Well, I, for one, think that what you're doing, especially since you're challenging yourself, you're trying to help others, you're learning something. I think that the money will come, the success is on this way, Brandi. I'm going to speak it into existence. I believe in you.
On a full moon, I will totally accept those blessings and whatever you do see, because you can only try. Everybody's got to try. Everyone's going through a really odd time. So if you can pull anything from this time, and if it's learning, which is, I think, the most valuable thing you can pull from this time, is learning and finding out that if you challenge yourself, you might be badass at it. You just don't know yet. You really don't. I've changed my career so many times, and I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Not sure yet.
How can everybody learn about you and what's going on? How can they connect with you on social media?
You know, that's a good question. I do have a personal page, but that's not that interesting. So I'm going to send you to my candle page, and then you can look over and imagine what these scents are, and then you can totally correspond with me there. Or you can go to my culinary page at Flavor and Layers on Instagram, or at Clocked Out Candles on Instagram. And if not, smoke signal me.
Ooh, come on through and check out what Brandi's got going on. Make sure you check out Clocked Out Candles. I myself am about to get that masculine scent, you know. Make sure my vibe's on point. Peace.